Hello everybody and welcome to episode 28. And look at this, dude. What the hell is going on here? How I was able to do this was I waited for them to sit down and then I put them on a lead and then tied them to the fence. And when you do that while they're sitting down, they sit down forever, apparently. So that's kind of interesting. Also, yeah, 3 of them. Collecting them because, well, you'll see eventually what I'm gonna do with all the zombie mobs. I don't have any zombie horses yet. I kind of want that. They're really quite rare. Oh, fence is still here. I have to remove that. Take a look at this. I've actually drained all the water around the squid farm and it's super fast. Actually, it works really well. I did see some salmon swimming up to the top here and kind of getting stuck in the water a little, but I'm not seeing any right now. I don't really get that many salmon in this whole thing. I wonder if that's because they just swim in the water and don't sting, unlike the squids. It's only the squids that sink, really. This thing still works really well, though. Like, even if salmon sometimes don't, you know, fall down. Even if salmon like to, swim around in the water and kind of get stuck in there, don't really sink. Still works really well. Got lots of ink. More ink than I actually need. Should have enough dark prismarine now. I should be able to finish the copper golem factory today. Just look at all of this, you know. Just look at all of this. Just look how much water I've removed. Kind of beautiful, actually. See that here? Here, block this off. And then here also. Here, all the way over here. There was water here, and then there was water in some of these holes actually had water in them, and I removed it. I'm pretty sure there was water in here. I removed it all. It's supposed to be 80 blocks away from the farm in every direction. I don't know if I want it to look like this. I think I might build some kind of real dam. Could you guess that there was supposed to be a river here? I think you probably could. This looks kind of weird. I don't think you'd normally see this kind of stuff. Really only if there was a river here that the terrain would form like this. Today I'm going to finish the copper golem factory, okay? That's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna head on over to the copper golem factory, which is here. Here it is. There. Right there. Now, I did a video a while ago on this whole thing. If you want to see me build this part, then go watch that. There should be an info card in the corner. Once again, doing an info card. Basically, what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna continue working on this thing. Well, I'm definitely gonna build this area over here, though. And this should be enough space for it. Yeah, this should definitely be enough space. This whole area here. I also haven't finished the terraforming. I do have a little bit more terraforming to do around this whole thing. Maybe I also changed terraforming a little because that doesn't look super natural. Acacia is acacia, both acacia and warped wood in this whole thing because it kind of looks like copper, you know. Acacia wood is orange like copper and warped wood is steel, kind of like oxidized copper. Oh wow, I definitely need to light this underside up. Replace acacia wood, and then we're gonna have warped wood here, like warped wood pillars right next to this thing here. 5, okay, 5 right next to this thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 on the other side. Okay, 19 shelves. 19. So it's 19. Is that not how you make them? Hold on, how do you make shelves now again? It's been a while since I made shelves. You make them like that, right. We could do the sides now, okay? We're gonna do the sides, so 1, 2, 3, 17, 18, 19. 19, right? We're gonna have bars here next to those things there, next to those pillars, you see? So we're gonna put waxed exposed copper bulbs here, waxed blocks of copper here. And then there's gonna be acacia wood next to that whole thing. The acacia wood goes here. Okay, so here we're gonna have orange glass now. Oh, do I have any orange glass? Did I not bring any orange glass with me? Please tell me I did. So this whole thing, I believe there's literally orange glass right next to this thing like that. Yeah, there is. There is actually orange glass connecting to the copper pillar like this, which is kind of unusual. I don't know why I decided to do it like that, but I built it in my creative world, so now I'm gonna have to build it in my survival world, you know? That's why. Look, he's not despawning because he's holding rotten flesh, dude. Man, I hate that mechanic. I hate how they never despawn when they're holding something. I guess I kind of get it, yeah, you don't want them to despawn with your items, but at the same time, it's just really annoying when a mob has a chance of picking something up, you know? What if something breaks? What if something that drops items happens to spawn in like a place where water breaks it or something like that, right? Like something just, as the word generates, something breaks, which can sometimes happen. Or maybe a mob like falls and a zombie picks it up. All the way down in that cave under you, there's a zombie there that just never despawns. Am I the only one who cares about that? Maybe. I might be the only one who cares about that kind of stuff. Okay, cat copper here. Then when we're done with this part, which we are now, I'm gonna do the floor here, which is very interesting actually. I'm gonna place this here, okay? Place like, ooh. But it has to kind of like make a little bit of sense. I remember when I built this, it has to kind of shift. It has to kind of like be like a smooth transition into things. I don't want it to be like this here, okay? I want it to be kind of like, has to be a little bit of a smooth transition. I'll show you the whole floor when I'm done with it. This is gonna take quite a while. I'll do that part off camera, definitely. So we have chiseled copper blocks in like a pattern like this. And then we have verdant frog lights here, all facing in this direction. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and put orange glass and like cyan glass on top of here. I was thinking about using ochre frog lights as well, but it's been a while since I built this thing, so I'm just gonna trust myself, right? I think that's all of them. Yeah, I think that's all of them. I think, oh right, I gotta do this part now. Now this part is really nice actually. I really like this part right here. Oh wow, more pillagers, dude. Another pillager patrol. I had one not too long ago. I feel like these things tend to happen in groups. Like, you don't get any for like a while, and then all of a sudden you get lots of them. Is that really how it is? I feel like that's how it is. So I need to place sea lanterns on layer 3 here. So what's going on here is we have sea lanterns here, and then we're gonna place some copper bulbs here next to it, like that. And then now we're gonna go ahead and place lightning rods up there actually. So we're gonna place some lightning rods here, some like random ones, you know. There's gonna be copper grates over this as well. Can you see what's going on in here? I suppose you can. You can actually kind of see what's going on in here, but it's a lot, okay? There's a lot that's going on in here. Copper bulbs and like lightning rods and everything. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on there. What do I put here on the walls? Well, I believe I have trapdoors, so I'm gonna go ahead and get myself some trapdoors, and I'm gonna put in the trapdoors there. There we go. Now we have the walls in place, and these are trapdoor walls, as you can see here. Oops, I forgot to close this trapdoor over here. Probably because I was like trying to get, you know, through the wall, because you gotta do that now. Now it's not as easy to get into this thing, get in and out of this whole building. And then now we're going to place these shelves. We're gonna have another like line of shelves up here. I just thought I kind of wanted to use shelves because like I think they look kind of nice. Like a different depth from the trapdoors. You can stand on them like this. I thought that was kind of interesting. Now the ceiling here is very interesting. Okay, let's see here. I need a lot of different blocks for the ceiling. Okay, so the ceiling here was a little complicated, so I decided to build it off camera. But let me go ahead and break it down for you here. Okay, so first we have cut copper slabs all around this thing, and then half a block up, right? Create a little depth. And then we have copper grates, which are great in a copper build because, you know, you can see through them. Middle here isn't really too complicated. You see it's like just copper blocks and stairs and chiseled, but okay. Here, behind the copper grates, we got a little something going on. We got frog lights, verdant, and ochre. I think those fit in a copper build. I wouldn't use pearlescent. And then we also have wood here, acacia and warped wood, because I think it kind of looks like copper a little bit, you know. And then yeah, we're using unlit copper bulbs. I'm not going to light those. I like to use unlit copper bulbs in a build. I feel like copper bulbs are, not only are they like a light source in a copper build, they're also just another copper block variant, really. I like to treat them as such, you know. Now I'm gonna place some chests here, actually, some copper chests. We're gonna have some copper chests in here. These are all waxed. Yeah, I checked them before. I don't need to check them again. Place them here. Oh, what? Pillager captain, dude? I've gotten so many of these. I don't know why I'm getting so many of these specifically here. So strange, but you know what? Okay, yeah, we're gonna place copper chests here. Okay, yeah. And then we're going to place copper bulbs next to them. slabs on top of the copper bulbs for a little extra decoration. No, right. There isn't going to be a copper bulb next to that thing, though. And no copper bulb here either. I forgot about that. That's what we have the trapdoors for, actually. So we're gonna place one trapdoor. There we go. I think that looks pretty cool. I'm gonna have copper golems statues in here. Gonna place those in, I think, when I'm done with this whole thing. I'm not gonna place those in right now, but that's what we have the chests here for. It's gonna look like, you know, they're working with these chests, you know. I wonder if maybe I thought about adding some kind of conveyor belt or something like that here. I didn't do that in the creative world version of this, but we still add that. Okay, so this upcoming part right here is also really quite complicated. So I think I'm going to build it off camera. I've kind of marked out where it's going to be though. It's going to be a staircase, right? It's going to be a staircase right here. I'm going to have one staircase from the side here and one from the other side. It's going to go up into the middle there. The scaffolding here is just for marking out the middle. And there it is. Now, I actually had to rebuild this old staircase once because I built it one too far in this direction. I moved it over. I had to basically, like, I built it, I finished it, and I thought, hold on, something's not right here. Basically, I had built it one block too far in that direction, so I moved it over here. So this is where it's supposed to be. And we've got ochre frog lights here underneath glass, which I think looks pretty cool. And then we got like just orange copper, right? This whole thing is like orange copper frog lights behind here. Unlit copper bulb. We got lightning rods. Look at that. Bunch of lightning rods here. Yeah, as you can tell, there are a lot of details in this whole thing. So I definitely had to build this off camera. Easier to think when you're not recording. But yeah, so this thing goes up like this. And it goes up to like a second platform up here. It's gonna be a path that goes over here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 wide. And then we're gonna have oxidized copper here, right? We're gonna have oxidized copper here. And we're gonna have oxidized copper bars as like railing. And that's what I'm thinking here. Now, this area is a little dark. I don't know if monsters can spawn up here. Remember if they can. I don't know if I've seen any monsters spawn in like the creative copy of this that I have. I don't think I have seen any monsters up on like the top platform here. But they might be able to spawn because it's really quite dark. And but like these on the other hand, these don't really light up that much. So we'll see if I think monsters can actually spawn here. These are like oxidized copper bulbs. I think those give out the light level of like, what is it, 4 or something like that? There's really not that much. Really, this whole thing with mobs spawning in buildings though is not really something I think too much about. I just kind of want it to be like not super dark. And really, I don't really go to these that much, these builds that I build. And I'm thinking about actually making a mob switch, actually. I think it would be kind of nice to have a mob switch. I don't think I'm gonna build it today, but someday I need to build a mob switch. Look who showed up! A wandering trader. I don't think you can farm these open eye blossoms. So I always buy them. Like always. As soon as this guy sells them, I always buy them. Because I don't think you can actually farm those. I've tried a bone meal, pale moss, and I think even pale moss in like a pale forest. Or pale garden. Pale garden, that's what it's called, a pale garden. I'm definitely going to build a creeper farm at some point. So I don't think I want to buy 4 gunpowder for 1 emerald. Nah, even though emeralds are very easy for me to get, I'm not going to do that. Okay, now for this next part here, for the walls here around this whole platform, we're gonna need a lot of grates here actually. Okay, so if I looked at this correctly, there's cut copper here, then chiseled copper. I think it was like 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. No, not quite. I don't remember what it was exactly now again. Was it 3 maybe? Yeah, it's 3. Okay, there are 3 apart like this. Cut copper, then chiseled copper, then copper bulb, and then chiseled, and then cut again. Then we're gonna do so all around here, and then we're also going to have copper grates in between these. We'll see what that looks like, or you will see what it looks like when there are walls around this whole platform up here. I already know what it looks like because I built this whole thing in creative mode. Look at that, that's pretty cool. Got walls around here. I think this looks quite nice. Down there we have, you know, glass. can see. Got glass down there, and then up here we got like copper grates instead of variation. Different pillars, of course, as well. Different copper blocks. We want to have bars here, right? Like this. Just bars all the way here. There we go. Full variation once again, using copper bars instead of copper grates. And of course, another transparent copper block is copper trapdoors. That's another thing you could use here, copper trapdoors. So this part needs a little roof, obviously. Need to give it a little roof. Kind of like one of those sloped roofs, but instead of bricks, we're using copper. And of course, orange copper, because, I mean, that's the closest to bricks, right? And we're gonna have a little thing up here. I'm gonna have shelves here. Okay, so we're going to have 3 windows here. One here, one on the other side, and here. Okay, so in these windows, we're going to have grates in this one right here. And then we're also going to have bars in the 2 on the sides. This, just randomly. A bit of some exposed grates in there as well. Bars like that. And of course, you guessed it, a little roof up here as well, on top of the window area, on top of like the little thing that sticks out up here. Gonna be another roof up here. The reason why it sticks out of the roof like this is because this is actually going to be a lamp. Okay, it's gonna have frog lights and copper bulbs in it here. Gonna be like a lamp here. I thought that would look really cool. Well, I can tell you it does. It does look really cool actually. Going on here? What? What is this? I wonder what's underneath there, you know? I wonder what's underneath there. I wonder what that is. There's no way it's a pillager captain, right? Right? Oh, these spawn so fast, man. I feel like because I'm leaving this world so often, there might be like a mechanic where like these have a chance of spawning when you like enter the world again. It's like I leave this world and enter it so many times. Like I have to go look at the build, you know? Look how many there are. There's probably a separate patrol, isn't it? Probably not the same patrol right here. There we go. Beautiful lamp. Beautiful light sources here in the ceiling. Some orange glass covering it, of course, because we love orange glass, right? And then, of course, we also need some pillars to hold this whole thing up here. And, of course, this area needs a little roof on it as well. This can be made with really the same blocks that we have here. It's going to be made with dark prismarine and oxidized copper. And here is where we're going to have the lamp. And I have one lamp here. It's going to go all the way over to, I think it's going to stop right here. I have a chiseled copper here and here. Then we're going to have, you go up by one like this, and then we're going to have some copper grates here in the middle, right? Then we're gonna have sea lanterns up here. But that's not the only light source in this whole lamp, okay? We're going to have end rods here, actually, okay? End rods. Hold on, is that not how you make them? Okay, I thought it was 2 blaze rods there for some reason. I actually thought that. We need a lot of end rods. I don't know how many end rods we need. They're kind of expensive. I don't really have a blaze farm, so I'm gonna not craft more than I need, okay? And they're gonna go right here, okay? And then on top of here, we're going to have stripped warped stem, okay? Unlike the background behind the end rods. Some copper here next to it. No, what? What happened there? What the heck? What the heck happened there? Man, see that? So I had an ender pearl here, right? As like an ender pearl, you know, it was like a loader. I just a chunk loader right here. Is it because I've left the world so many times? Does it move when you like enter the world? Did it move slowly but surely? Or what happened there? I just teleported over here as soon as I entered the world. No, I'm so far. Actually, I'm actually not that far away. But that's all annoying because now I have to put a new ender pearl there. Or I just say, screw it. I don't care. I'm not gonna put in a new ender pearl there. We'll leave this area not perma-loaded for a while because I got more important things to take care of. Because sometimes it's a little bit difficult to try to follow a build that you built in a, even if you built that build yourself, it's so hard to like try to replicate it. So copper just all the way here and then basically cut copper slabs on top of here. And there we have it. Now the lamps are done. Now this is what it looks like on the outside from like the top. It's not done yet. We're gonna have chimneys here. That's gonna be the last thing. Well, actually second to last thing. We're gonna add copper golems inside of this thing. Then we're actually, I think we're actually done with the whole factory here. After we added those two things. I think I might add some fans to it though. I'll have to figure out how you make those. I don't know that quite yet. I think it looks great on the inside. I love the way it looks on the inside. Look at that. We got sea lanterns here in the middle. And then like, what are these called? End rods here. End rods like that. That looks really cool. Then of course, as I was designing this whole thing in creative mode, I thought, what about here though? What about here? It's all open, you know? All open? No. That's where we're gonna have the chimneys. I want the chimneys to have like a fan when you look at them from the inside. And then just be like chimneys sticking out when you look at it from like the outside. Maybe they're not chimneys then. Maybe they're just like air ventilation. If so, it's like usually smoke is coming out of a chimney. Kind of want them to look like chimneys though. It's just really more for decoration. Whether they actually function as chimneys or not, we don't really care too much about that. I think I'll get to the chimneys now though. I think it's chimney time. 4 chimneys. We're gonna have 4 chimneys, one in every like area like this, dark prismarine area. They're gonna be made out of orange copper is the idea here, to break it up a little, you know. Add a little orange copper in here. I thought it was very like green, blue, teal, cyan-ish. You know what? Let's go ahead and add a little bit of orange in there. So we're gonna have 2 small ones, and then we're also going to have 2 big ones, right? So where's the small one? I think that's the big one right here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Like those on those sides, it's 4 blocks. That one is 3. Hold on, that's wrong. I need to fix that. And then here we have 2 there and 2 there. Then we're gonna have the same thing here as here. Then this thing is going to be copy this thing over here because, well, these areas are a little bigger than these. So these will have the smaller ones, you see. Okay, so we're gonna have copper bulbs here. Lit copper bulbs, of course. And then we're going to have copper grates here. And then we're going to build the fan up there. Up when I'm like up on the roof. I think that'll be the easiest way to do it. Okay, so in the creative world, I built this in. I used copper bulbs in the middle here, but I'm going to use copper blocks instead. Because like I already have copper bulbs here and I don't know, I just don't really feel like it. I feel like copper blocks are more appropriate, you know. And then the one that is a little smaller, well, with there, we don't really have to worry about that because it doesn't actually really have a middle like that. It's just like this. It's just like this, really. It's just like this. Simple. Very simple. Okay, so now I think I'm just gonna like fill these up a little. I don't know how high up I want these to go though, exactly. I'll probably experiment a little bit with the height of these. Another thing I'm gonna need to go get is actually black concrete, because I would put that up here so that you can't really see the fan. If you look at this thing from above, I feel like I could make these look a little bit better, but I don't really know how. This is really as far as I've gotten in like the creative world where I designed this thing. So I'll definitely see if I can work something out off camera. Maybe also add some smoke coming out of these. They're also all on the same level. Maybe I make them different levels. You know what? I'm done with these in this episode though. I'm not gonna add anything more to these though, because I don't really know what quite yet. I need a bit more time to think about them and to experiment a little, but I'm not gonna do that right now, because right now it's time to add the copper golems. Okay, I'm gonna add the copper golems now. Okay, so here we're going to have a this is going to be kind of like a little campfire, I'm thinking. We just place it like that, and then copper golem statues. We're only going to use statues here. We're not gonna use any living ones, you know, any that walk around. We're not gonna have that, no. We're just gonna have them be statues and they're gonna sit down, all of them. Here, we're going to have a copper bulb, and then there's going to be a copper golem next to it, and he's gonna be pushing that copper bulb. It's gonna look like he's pushing it. This is supposed to be kind of like a ladder, actually, because there's no copper ladder in this game, but the closest you can get the copper ladder is like copper trapdoors, I feel like. That's what we're using here. So this guy has climbed all the way up here, and then he is, I think he is in that position. like walking, doing something here. I don't really know. And then we got chain here. The little copper lantern on. Okay, so here we're going to have copper golems that are carrying a little something. Like, we're gonna have, I believe there's a copper bulb in the middle there. Let me go check that. Yeah, that's correct. A copper bulb in the middle and then connected. We're gonna have, okay, we're gonna need another one here. And then a third one here. And then we're gonna have a slab there and a slab there and then wrap doors like this. So they kind of like connect. They're carrying this whole thing together, and I'm gonna have a lever and basically just activate that. Then we're going to have 2 copper golems here. You're gonna stand like this. It's not supposed to look like he's holding this. He's gonna have like a wrap door on his head. And that looks like a rice hat, straw hat. And this guy's also going to have a hat. Kind of a big hat. Maybe he's carrying that one. Maybe that's the idea. But this kind of looks like a hat, I think. It's definitely a hat right there. And another copper golem here holding a copper bulb. And then we're going to have 2 copper golems like this. One of them is going to have a lightning rod on it. The other one is going to have actually a bar on it. Okay, copper bar. It's like a little antenna extension. This one should have a copper lantern up there. And then this one should have a copper bulb up here. Place it. I can place. There we go. Next one is going to hang from the ceiling. Okay, so this one's very interesting. So it should be waxed oxidized, waxed weathered, and then exposed, and then copper, just regular copper like that. And then it's going to hang here actually, right here. It is. I think that looks pretty cool. Hanging. Does it look even better like that? Maybe? Should it be like that? Should it be like this? Hanging. I think I prefer this one honestly for the hanging one. I think I prefer that one. Looks a little more playful. And then we got 2 more lamps here, okay? Copper bulbs. And then they're gonna be 2. It's gonna kind of look like they're sort of dancing or just walking maybe. I don't know. Use your imagination here. We're gonna have 1 here, and then we're going to have a little lamp here, actually. There, I think. There. Was it here? It was here, right? We're gonna have copper block there, and then copper block here, and then like that. Okay. Now what exactly this is, I don't exactly know. I really don't. I don't know what I did here. I just kind of put something together. Probably just decoration, just for decoration. Not really supposed to look like anything, I don't think. And here there's going to be a copper golem that's sitting on a copper bulb. And then here I got a lot of copper golems in the world that I designed this whole factory in. I'm not going to be placing them down in this video though. I just want to show you what it looks like, what we built today, or what I have built today, maybe I should say, because I built all of this, right? But you know, you followed along, you remember all of this. I think it looks, I think I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again. I think it looks a lot better on the inside than the outside. I think I might need to work on the outside a little, particularly the top. Yeah, I think I could figure something out for the top. At least make the chimneys look a little bit better. Another thing I want to do is I want to also add some copper golems around this thing, okay? I'm gonna have copper golems working that area over there. I'm gonna have copper golems up there and around here. But that's definitely for another video though, because that is the end of this video right here. I just want to show you a little more, maybe a little more. Maybe get some more shots of this whole thing. We show you this area again. Let me know which area you like the most. I don't know which area is my favorite. I think I really like this one. I like the floor here, but I also like the ceiling. I don't know, it's kind of hard to say for me, but you know what? That's gonna be the end of no, you know what? Let's take a look at these again also. Like these. I came up with all these like copper golem designs here myself. I think this area is a little empty. I might need to add something here. And something here as well, maybe. And definitely something here. This is not like... You know what? We'll see what we do with this. I think I kind of want a fan here, but I don't know. That's gonna be the end of this episode. I would like to thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.